Hello, hello, lovely Love Advice TV community. Coach Adrian here with yet another live Q&A. I wanted to come back today to be able to answer your questions and interact with you a little bit, and also share some insights from my recent coaching sessions, as well as give you access to a pretty cool tool that I've developed specifically for you. And so I wanted to do this live Q&A and also touch on three pillars, that things that I really want you to think about and to consider as you are approaching your breakup recovery. So as always, please take a second to put in the chat where you're from, a little bit of information about you, so that we can interact, so that I can get to know you a little bit. Please don't be shy, say hello, etc. I wanted to highlight three important things that I want you to think about, to have in the back of your mind as you embark on this journey of trying to heal your relationship. And some of this may um, already be some things that you have on your radar if you've been following our YouTube channel. But perhaps some of you are not so familiar with the process and our philosophy and our approach. And so I felt that it would be interesting to share some of these things with you. So Crystal has fired away with a question. Thank you, Crystal. I'm just going to share a few things, and then I will take some time, at least 15 minutes, to answer your questions. So when approaching the process of trying to repair a broken relationship, the first step, an important step, is always to remember or to take some time to identify really what went wrong and why. Because if you don't take the time to really, truly, fundamentally understand what went wrong, you it's going to be very difficult for you to go on a new journey with your significant other based on a new foundation. And there's a difference between really understanding why the breakup occurred and identifying perhaps things that you could have done better throughout the relationship. And it's important for you to do both of those things. That is essential. Another essential aspect of the breakup recovery process is to make sure that you engage in a process of personal transformation. And by that, I mean that you really take time to build new habits, to develop certain quality traits and attributes that perhaps lacked in the relationship, so that you can offer something new. And there's a difference between the first pillar of understanding what went wrong and the second of actually rebuilding in a new way. So just because you understand what went wrong does not mean that you have built the new habits that are necessary to offer something new to your significant other. So very important that you think about both of these things, and that you actually give yourself enough time to understand these two elements before jumping into this third process, or this third pillar of the breakup recovery process, which is to reconnect with your significant other in an organic, non-threatening way, by which you are able to prove to them that you guys can be happy together. And if you are able to take those three elements and really contextualize them to what you are going through, to your relationship, your breakup, and where you're at right now in the process of reconnecting with your significant other, if you're able to do that, you will maximize your chances of rebuilding a new and improved relationship with the one you love. This is really top level stuff, but it's important for you to be aware of those three critical pillars. And I've provided you with an ability to go much deeper into those three concepts by clicking on the link that I've shared in the chat, the link that is in the description of this video, that gives you access to a free video where I explore these three pillars in more depth and provide you with tools that can help you really take control of your breakup recovery process. So this is free, it's additional content, and I really believe that it can help you maximize your chances of being with the one you love. And it's all about raising that emotional IQ and getting the right tools and perspectives to help you maximize your chances. So please check that out if you haven't already accessed this free video that can really, truly change the way that you approach your breakup recovery process. So Lorenzo, hello to you. Hello to Justin, to Sam, to Brendan, to Danielle, to Godfrey, to Satendra, to Queg, to all of you. And I wanted to, of course, and Yal, and all of you. So I wanted to take some time, at least 10 minutes, to try to address some of your questions so that you can feel like you have a little bit of contextualized advice based on where things stand. So, Crystal, I told you I would get back to you, and I'm going to start with you. If my ex is confused about getting back together, what should I do? So, Crystal, the last thing that you want to do is to try to convince your ex through words that you should be together. All right? And which is a very tempting thing to do when you feel like your ex is confused. You're trying to just change their mind or convince them to take you back. But by doing that, you may act in a desperate way or in a way that may come off as manipulative, and you may boost your ex's ego so much that they start to pull away and they don't feel like you're a challenge anymore. So instead of trying to unconfuse them, instead of trying to convince them to be with you, what I encourage you is to focus on what you can control and to position yourself in a way where your ex sees that it is in their best interest to be in a relationship with you. So that means detachment. It means rebuilding confidence. It means having a social life. It means really having an identity independent of the relationship while also engaging with them in an organic way, especially if they're the ones that are reaching out. But the fact that your ex is confused is not surprising to me. Most exes are. It's about how you navigate that confusion, how you basically react to that confusion that will determine if and when you guys get back together. Okay. Awais says, I went no contact on my girlfriend 1 month back, and now she's asking my friends about me. She has unblocked me on social media platform. Please guide me. So that's great. Your no contact has helped your ex girlfriend start to see you in a different light. However, it's not enough. It's not just about pulling away so that you raise the level of curiosity and so that she misses you. You need to have evolved enough to be able to offer something new so that when you do reconnect with her, based on your posture, based on your level of confidence, based on how you're able to engage with her, she needs to be able to see the guy that she fell in love with. And if you have not done the work, at some point, it's going to be a difficult act to keep, right? So it's not just about her asking about you and the fact that she has unblocked you. That is a good sign. But ultimately, it's about the process of personal transformation that you've been involved in. If you were there from the very beginning, I talked about 3 different pillars, right? So I hope that you've understood what went wrong. I hope that you've been able to work on yourself. And if you have, then the time basically has come for you to reconnect organically with her if you have done the work. If you have not, you need to start from square one and make sure that you visit those 3 pillars, or that you check out the advice that I give in my free gift that can really help you to consolidate and to take those next steps. So Tanaya says, 11 months ago, broke up 11 months ago. He lost feelings, sees no future, asked you to move on, unblocked you, but did not contact you. Um, you've known each other for 2 years. Will he ever contact you? So 11 months is a long time. And my hope for you is that you have been able to detach, to rebuild confidence, and to grow in that period. Some people, especially women, often approach this post breakup situation as in which you will never reach out first because perhaps you're afraid of rejection, or perhaps you don't want to send the wrong signal, and so you're waiting to see if he will reach out. So it's okay for you to reach out first if you do so in the right way, right? If you're not doing so by putting him on a pedestal, boosting his ego, chasing him, etc., there are different ways for you to feel him out without putting yourself in a vulnerable position. And I encourage you to check out this video so that you can understand more about that mindset and the approach of things that you can actually do to reconnect with your significant other. So, okay. Okay, SY says, my ex has left multiple times and now I'm so ready to move forward. He is not. He blocked me again after 2 months of the breakup. How can I repair this, or can I? I'm so tired. So if you're with someone who keeps breaking up with you, you really need to assess if this is the right person. Why are they breaking up with you multiple times? Are there things that they need to sort out? Probably, yeah. So give him time and space, not only to evolve, but also to prove to you that he's the right person. Make him earn your trust. And I would detach and I would seek to heal and to move forward unless he gives you a good reason not to. Okay. Stephanie says, my ex hasn't talked to me for a month with no contact. I know he's having a casual relationship with someone. Will he ever come back? I don't have a crystal ball. I cannot tell you if he will ever come back. But what I do know is that very often men do. If you focus on doing the right things, being in the right mindset, having the right approach, the odds are that he is now in a rebound relationship, or distracting himself, because that's a lot of times what people do when they are single. But if you are patient and if you do the work, the odds are that he will reach out to you first. The odds are that it's not the last time that you have heard from him, especially if it was a longer term relationship. Okay, questions are coming in hot. There's a lot of questions here. So I'm going to do my utmost to be fair and to try to tackle as many as I can with the remaining time that I have here. Okay. So Cloud says, I'm struggling. It's been 6 months. I'm still so heartbroken. I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to reestablish contact again because I'm too vulnerable. Do you have advice? So I empathize. Sometimes it can take years to get over a breakup. And many people that I work with actually are in similar situation than you are, heartbroken even after many months. So nothing is wrong with you. You're not behind the 8 ball in any way here. The fact that you recognize that you are still very vulnerable is also a good sign, and it's probably a sign that it is too early to reestablish contact, because we don't want to do so from a place of fear and vulnerability, because that will set you back and you may push him away at the same time. So give yourself time. Give yourself time to heal. Make sure that you're in the right mindset, and that you put certain boundaries. And what's most important is that you're able to get back on your feet before taking any steps towards him. So you're still in that phase of personal transformation. And I highly, highly, highly encourage that you check out this free video that's in the description, that's in the chat box, that can really help you make sense of what you're going through, and provide you with additional tools in that process. Hello to Quite. Hello to Jamie. Hello to Valentine. Okay, so Yao says, hi, when the breakup occurred because of a cultural religious problem, how do we overcome it? My ex broke up with me because her mom doesn't want a daughter-in-law against her culture. So actually, I empathize with you as well. Those situations are never easy, and unfortunately, there's a lot of prejudice when it comes to difference in culture, differences in religion that are, um, to me, all preaching the same thing, which is all religions come from the one God, and they're all preaching the love of God and the service to humanity. So that's really difficult, to be in that situation where you feel rejected because of who you are, and because of some of your values and beliefs. So ultimately, I've done quite a few videos on this topic actually, and I encourage you to book a session with me, and perhaps we can talk through this together. Um, you have to have faith in your ability, what you bring to the table, and you need to make sure that your significant other is willing to fight the good fight with you, because there's going to be a lot of pressure. And if they're not able to overcome the adversity and the pressure that the family is putting on them, the odds are that it's going to be too difficult. You cannot do this alone. You need full buy-in from your significant other, and that unity and that love over time can conquer the hearts of the in-laws. But you can't do this alone. And so I would recommend that you take a step back. Don't try to change the mind of your in-laws at this time. And let's work together to rebuild a connection with your significant other and show him that you guys can be happy together, despite those seeming differences that are mind-made, that are not real in reality. So please reach out to me. I would love to help you. Okay. Okay. So Lorenzo says, my ex said that she has lost trust in me, and I have done the 90-day process. I text her in the morning telling her I miss her and have a good day. So, Lorenzo, it's important for you to understand why trust was broken, why trust was lost. And, most cases, it's not a love issue, it's a trust and a happiness issue. So your situation is not very different from most of the people that we work with. The question becomes, how do you rebuild trust? And we've done a lot of videos on that topic. And I also encourage you to check out this video that's in the chat, that's in the description of this video, that can help you take steps towards rebuilding trust. But you're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to do the work. You cannot make it about you and what you want. You really need to be able to learn that ability to put yourself in your significant other's shoes so that you can meet their needs and slowly over time rebuild trust. But it is possible. I've seen this happen time and time and time again. Okay. Charlotte says, is it silly to still be looking at getting back after nearly 11 months apart? Am I wasting my time waiting to approach again till the rebound is over? As you can see, it is too much to reach out now. Charlotte, it is not silly. And there's a lot of misconceptions around this process of trying to rebuild the broken relationships. Many people will tell you, move on, forget about it. This person wasn't good enough for you. You can do better. And those are some of the misconceptions, right? The reality is, it can be a beautiful process where you learn, where you grow, where you're able to reconnect with someone in a powerful way. And that's what happened to me. In my situation, we were separated for a year and a half. And both me and my significant other dated other people in that process. And we found our way back together, more mature and ready to be able to overcome adversity and the challenges that everyone will face, in their relationships. So, Charlotte, it is not silly. You just need to have a plan, and you need to make sure you're not putting your life on hold, because that becomes more problematic. But as long as you're not doing that, then it's okay. And, give yourself some grace a little bit here too. Okay. Thomas says, from Denmark, I broke up with her after 15 years due to being confused, haven't taken care of her and our 2 children for years. We are still best friends, and she has been ... There's a lot to fight for. 15 years is a long time. You have 2 children together. You're the one that ended the relationship. Clearly, you realize that perhaps that was not the right move, please continue to fight the good fight. Rebuild trust, my friend. You can do this. Okay. Okay, so Kevin says, my ex blocked me on social, no longer talks to me, but unblocked me on IG to watch my stories. It's almost been a year since our breakup. What does this mean? I want them back. So the fact that they unblocked you means that there's curiosity, right? They want some insights into your life. They want some visibility to see how you're doing. And don't despair. Ultimately, 1 year is a long time, but you have to focus on what you can control. And you need to make sure that at some point when you feel ready, reach out to them in an organic way, as we discussed, okay, earlier in this live. And you can always go back to the beginning of the video, and I provide you with the different pillars and the things to think about on this journey that you're on. But even if it has been a year, don't despair. There are still ways for you to overcome this. And again, I put this free video in the chat. Check it out. It can really help you. Okay. I'm going to answer 2 more questions, and then I'm going to have to go. But I will come back. I promise to continue to do these live Q&As because I know that you get a lot out of this. The comments are always very, very positive and overwhelmingly positive. There's so much gratitude expressed. Thank you, Cloud. So it motivates me to do this. Next Tuesday, I will be away at a conference/retreat, but I will be back the week of June 20th, so probably on June 21st, to do another live Q&A. So if I did not get to answer your question, please forgive me. Come back on June 21st, and I promise to answer the first 5 questions at least. So come on, be on time, and I'll do my utmost to get to yours as well. Okay. So Anandita Roy says, my ex and I are sleeping together, and he's so emotionally unavailable and hasn't contacted me in 3 days. So Anandita, I think you may want to pull away. I'm not sure that sleeping with an emotionally unavailable ex is the right way forward, right? You can't give him everything and expect him to commit to you. You need to be able to set boundaries, and you need to stay true to your values, and make sure that you're not lowering the bar to make him fit the bill, because that can be quite problematic. And obviously, I'm sure there is way more to your story, but it's important for him to feel like there is something at stake, and for you to protect yourself too. So I would consider that you don't let your fears and your insecurities get the best of you, and that you make sure that you continue to stay true to your values, no matter what they are here, as a way to make sure that you maximize your chances. So Nick says, Coach Adrian, I was thinking about calling y'all for some help. How long will it be before I can talk? Does it take days or weeks? Usually within 72 hours, we've talked, right? So there are times where we're super, super busy, but it never takes weeks. So yeah, if you book today, we can speak by the end of the week, Nick. And I also encourage you to check out this video so that we can even make the most out of our call, so that you come fully prepared. Okay, Lilia, thank you for your kind words. It means so much. Thank you to Thomas as well. I appreciate you guys very, very much. Okay, so I will do one more questions. Okay, so Imad, I will answer your question. What if she comes back and spills out all her feelings, says she's made a mistake, but then she is on and off and says she needs a little space to make sure? So that happens quite a lot. There's a lot of people who feel like they're back together after a period of no contact, after a period of pulling away. The ex realizes, oh my God, I miss this person so much. They're dealing with all sorts of mixed emotions, and then they come back, and then something happens and they pull away again, and you don't know why. So the mixed emotions is something that is quite common, but it can be very difficult for you because you get high and then you go low and then you go back high, and you're riding the emotional roller coaster with them. So what's important is, again, for you to focus on what you can control, and not to put yourself in a position where you are just reacting to what they do. And sometimes when an ex does come back, it's important for you to even downplay expectations and say, let's take our time, and not just rush back to going back into the same pattern and dynamics and seeing each other and spending a whole lot of time together, because we want to create a new beginning, a new cycle. And just like when you first started to date, some people, rush into the relationship, but others, there's a buildup. And, especially when trust was broken, it's important to have a buildup. And sometimes you need to be able to keep them on their toes and to pull away on your own terms in order to kind of maintain a healthy rhythm to the new beginning. Either way, you have to focus on what you can control. And it takes a certain level of detachment and confidence, but if you do, you're going to be able to set the tempo, and you're going to be able to reconnect, I'm sure. There are a lot of good signs here. The fact that she's able to bring herself to account, the fact that she's able to take accountability, that is really, really, really positive. And we can build from there. So Anandita says, thank you. My ex came back and this happens. Yes, it does. Many people get back together. As long as you have a clear plan, a clear approach, as long as you are able to stay disciplined. And, that's why we are here for, to help you stay accountable and to help you really have a sense of community and the support throughout this process. That is also why we provide these tools, these free tools. Please check it out. You can also book a private coaching session with me or my colleagues. They're all amazing. Natalie is amazing. Danny is amazing. Abby is amazing. Alex is amazing. Priyanka is amazing. So different styles, same philosophy, same approach. We're all in the same team, and we're here to help you, to be there for you. I hope that this was helpful. I am sorry. I have 2 calls I need to get to. But I promise to be back in a couple of weeks. And please try to be there early so that we can jump in and I can answer as many questions as I can during that time. So please keep fighting the good fight. Thank you guys, and see you again soon for another live Q&A.